Hello guys, this is Sushant. So welcome to your channel, which is Sci Engineers. We have been uploading videos for your preparation for the first year of engineering subjects like applied mathematics, engineering mechanics and basic electrical engineering. So if you're new to the channel, you can just go and watch the other videos which we have already uploaded. To get the regular updates from our channel, you need to just subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss a notification on us. Also, do like our videos and share it with your friends so that it inspires us to make more videos for you and help you in your preparation. So thank you guys for all your comments and suggestions in the comment section. We will be looking forward to more comments from you and more support from you guys. So give your support by hitting that like button and sharing it with your friends. So in today's video, we are going to discuss on the topic which is successive differentiation, which comes under your applied mathematics section. So let's get going with today's video. So we are going to consider this particular problem which is related to your tan inverse. Now whenever you are having an inverse function, what you need to do is you need to try to simplify it, because it's going to be a complicated term if you are taking a direct derivative of it. So we need to have a tan term which is present inside this. So if you can just recollect your 12th standard, what you need to do is you can just substitute x is equal to some value, let us say tan alpha, and wherever 1 is there you will be writing it as tan of pi by 4, which is basically tan 45, because the value for tan 45 is 1. So you will be having this as tan inverse of tan pi by 4 plus tan alpha divided by 1 minus this 1. You won't be writing it as tan pi by 4, but you can see that it is basically 1 into x which is present. So you will be writing this 1 as tan pi by 4, because what you will be getting is you will be getting a formula which is your tan A plus tan B upon 1 minus tan A tan B, which is nothing but the formula for tan of A plus B. So this thing comes down to tan of pi by 4 plus alpha. So what you can see is that tan inverse and tan nullifies each other, so that goes, and you are left with pi by 4 plus alpha. But in this you need the alpha part, so it's basically your y has been reduced down to pi by 4 plus your alpha from here is going to be tan inverse x. So you have been brought down to a function which is a simplified version of the original. If you take derivative of this, you might be able to generalize. So now you have your y is equal to pi by 4 plus tan inverse x. If you are taking the first derivative of it, you can see that pi by 4 is constant, so the derivative of it will be 0. Tan inverse derivative is 1 upon 1 plus x square. Now you don't know how to solve this particular part because you don't know the generalized version of it. So what you need to do is you need to use your complex form. That is, this can be written as x square minus, so this becomes basically 1 upon x plus I into x minus I. Now after this you can go for the partial fractions, but in this case it's quite simple to solve it. So what you need to do is you need to just divide by 2i and multiply by 2i. So it becomes x plus I into x minus I. Then you need to split this 2i into the terms which are present in the denominator. So it can be written as x plus I minus x minus I. So if you just open the bracket, you will be getting back the 2i. So it becomes x plus I into x minus I in the denominator, and then you will be splitting it up. So you will be getting this as 2i, 1 upon 2i into 1 upon x minus I minus 1 upon x plus I. So this is your first derivative of y, which you are getting it as 1 upon 2i into 1 upon x minus I minus 1 upon x plus I. So now if you take the second derivative of this, you will be getting this as a minus 1 divided by x minus I square minus 1 upon x plus I square Then you are taking the third derivative, you will be getting this as minus 1 into minus 1, so that becomes square. So it's basically minus 1 into minus 2 basically. So the 2 part will come over here, divided by x minus I cube minus minus 1 square, again the same thing, into 2 divided by x plus I cube. So what you can see is that you are getting this as 2 into 1, which is basically 2 factorial. This is also 2 factorial. So after generalizing, what you will be getting is your nth derivative of this term is going to be 1 upon 2i into minus 1 raised to. Now for the third derivative, you had getting a square term. So basically you will be having this as n minus 1. And you are getting a 2 factorial for the third derivative, so it's going to be n minus 1 factorial divided by x minus I raised to n, because it's for the third derivative you are getting a cubic term. Similarly on this side, so it's going to be minus 1 raised to n. So we will be trying to solve this particular complex term, so to simplify it. So what you need to undertake is, let us take this complex number, that is x plus I. So we need to convert it into the polar form. So from this you will be getting your r term, which is going to be root of x square plus 1, and you will be getting your theta, which is going to be tan inverse of 1 by x. So you will be getting this as r cos theta plus I sin theta, where theta and r are given below. Now this thing is raised to n, so it's going to be this x plus I raised to n. Using your De Moivre's theorem, it's going to be r raised to n cos n theta and sin n theta. So similarly you will be getting it for your minus also. So x minus I will be r raised to n cos n theta minus I sin. So we have found out your x plus minus I raised to n. Now you can see that it is basically 1 upon that thing. So this will be raised to minus n. So the changes will be in the n. So it's going to be minus over here. And this sign will change to minus plus. So what you are having is, for the plus quantity it's going to be a minus sign, and for the minus it's going to be a plus sign. So we'll be replacing it over here. So your yn is going to be equal to minus 1 raised to n minus 1 factorial divided by 2i into x minus I term should be written as r raised to minus n. So you will be just writing that r raised to minus n here, that is r raised to n in the denominator, into your x minus I is basically cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So it's cos n theta plus I sin n theta term, and it's minus of x plus I term. So for the plus we are having minus. So it's going to be minus cos n theta. Since you had a minus, so this minus will become plus. So plus I sin n theta. So the cos n theta gets cancelled out. So you are having 2 sin. So it's becoming a 2i sin theta. So the 2i also gets cancelled out. So the only term remaining is minus 1 raised to n minus 1 factorial divided by r raised to n into sine of n theta, where r is nothing but root of x square plus 1 and theta is nothing but tan inverse of 1 by. So coming to this particular problem, you have a y is equal to cos inverse of this particular thing. So again you need to find a cos term inside this, and you need to do some substitution. So in this case what you can do is, you can recollect your 12th standard. So your x is equal to tan alpha will be the appropriate substitution. Taking that substitution, what you need to do is, you need to just solve it. So it's going to be cos inverse of 1 minus tan square alpha upon 1 plus tan square alpha. Now you need to just write this thing as sine upon cos. If you can just recollect this particular formula, it's the formula for your cos 2 alpha, or you can just go for this steps, extra steps, if you are not recollecting it, which is nothing but a sine square alpha upon cos square alpha divided by 1 plus sine square upon cos square. So what you have done is you have just written your tan as sine by cos. Then taking the LCM over here, so it's going to be cos inverse a cos square x minus sine square x, this thing divided by cos square alpha divided by a cos square x, sorry, it's cos square alpha. So cos square alpha plus sine square alpha divided by a cos square alpha. So you can see that cos square alpha gets cancelled out. You are having a cos square alpha plus sine square alpha, which is nothing but 1. And you are having a cos square alpha minus sine square alpha, which is nothing but formula for cos 2 alpha. So the cos inverse and cos basically nullify each other. So you're getting a 2 alpha. You need to find alpha. So alpha from here is nothing but tan inverse x. So you're getting your y as 2 tan inverse x. So if you're taking the derivative, so the first derivative, you'll be getting it as 2 upon 1 plus x square. So if you can just recollect this format we have just done in the previous problem, wherein you will be converting this as x square minus I square, and then you will be solving the steps as such. So we are leaving this part up to you to solve it. So if you are having any doubts, you can just write down in the comment section below. So we are associated with the Samartha Vidya classes, which is nothing but the group tuitions for the engineering and science students. We have been helping students for their preparation for the engineering levels and also for their entrances. We have also helped students for their 11th and 12th board preparation. So if you want to know about us, you can just email us at samarthavidya@gmail.com, or you can just visit our Facebook page, which is for Samartha Vidya. The link for the Facebook page and the email address is given in the description below, so you can just have a look at it. We'll be taking up a new subtopic in successive differentiation in the next video, which is Leibniz theorem. So for that, you need to just subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon to never miss a notification, and do like and share our videos so that it inspires us to make more videos and help you in your preparation. So signing off for now, this is Sushant. So keep learning, keep watching, and happy learning. Bye.